Lloyd Avery II. In 1991, one scene in Boys in the Hood left audiences breathless. A red Hyundai Excel crept down a south-central street. Hanging from the passenger window was a young man with a sawed-off shotgun. He pulled the trigger, and Ricky Baker fell dead. That killer was Lloyd Avery II, credited simply as Knucklehead 2. With just seconds of screen time, Avery created one of cinema's most haunting villains. Tragically, his real life would mirror the darkness of that role. Avery grew up in View Park, the Black Beverly Hills, where his parents stressed education and stability. He attended Beverly Hills High alongside children of legends like Quincy Jones and Smokey Robinson. But after the film, everything changed. Avery abandoned his privileged upbringing and moved to Baldwin Village, known as the Jungle, a notorious complex controlled by the Black P. Stones gang. He became deeply involved, even tattooing jungles across his eyebrow as a declaration of loyalty. Hollywood noticed. While filming Lockdown in New Mexico, Avery's behavior spiraled. He showed up high on Sherm, marijuana dipped in PCP, and bizarrely tried sneaking into a real prison wearing his costume. He was fired immediately. His career was over. On July 1, 1999, at Santa Barbara Plaza, Avery confronted Annette Lewis and Percy Branch over a drug debt. He pulled a .45 caliber handgun and opened fire. Lewis died instantly. Branch survived a stomach wound. Avery fled but was arrested months later in Beverly Hills after casually riding his bicycle up to a police car and asking, "What's up?" Sentenced to life at Wasco State Prison, Avery claimed he'd found God. He preached Christianity so fervently that inmates nicknamed him Baby Jesus. Then came his cellmate, Kevin Roby, a violent Satanist. According to Roby, Avery's constant conversion attempts ignited deadly tension. On September 4, 2005, Roby strangled and beat Avery to death. His body lay undiscovered for 2 days, while Roby smeared his blood on the walls and drew symbols on the floor, claiming it was a ritual killing. Merlin Santana. On November 9, 2002, Merlin Santana was murdered in Crenshaw at just 26 years old. Millions knew him as Romeo from The Steve Harvey Show, the smooth-talking charmer. Earlier, he'd appeared on The Cosby Show as Stanley, crushing on Rudy Huxtable. His mother had pushed him into acting deliberately to keep him safe from street violence. For years, it worked. That night, Santana sat in a parked sedan with his best friend, Brandon Adams, another former child star from The Sandlot. They'd just left a recording session when tragedy struck. Earlier, they'd briefly met a girl who called herself Mercedes. She seemed friendly, chatted, then left. Her real name was Monique King, a 15-year-old runaway with dangerous connections. She returned to her boyfriend, Damian Gates, and lied viciously. She claimed Santana and Adams had assaulted her. It was completely false, but Gates didn't question it. He grabbed a 12-gauge shotgun. His friend Brandon Bynes took a handgun. They hunted down the actors. As Adams started the car, he sensed danger and yelled for Santana to duck. Too late. Gates fired. The blast tore through the trunk, shredded the back seat, and struck Santana in the head. He died instantly. Police quickly uncovered the truth. King admitted she'd lied because she felt rejected and wanted attention. Gates received 3 life terms plus 70 years. Bynes got 23 years. King was tried as an adult but sent to juvenile custody until 25. Dedrick D. Gobert. If you've seen Boys in the Hood, you remember Dookie, the loud, funny character with a pacifier, leaning from a convertible. Dedrick D. Gobert made that moment iconic. His real life ended in violence. On November 19, 1994, 6 days before his 23rd birthday, Gobert went street racing in Miraloma, an industrial area in Riverside County. He brought his friend Ignacio Hernandez and girlfriend Jenny Hines. They encountered the Asian boys' Crips. Witnesses say Gobert threw gang signs, shouted insults, including "fuck you slobs," and lifted his shirt as if brandishing a weapon. Whether he was joking didn't matter. Nearly 20 men swarmed Gobert and Hernandez, beating them unconscious. Then, 22-year-old Sonny Enraca stepped forward with a .38 revolver. He grabbed Hernandez by the hair and shot him twice. Then he turned to Gobert, face down and motionless, and fired into the back of his head. When Jenny Hines screamed, Enraca shot her in the neck, severing her spinal cord. She survived, but was paralyzed from the chest down. Enraca showed no remorse. In 1999, he was sentenced to death. Randy Stretch Walker. On November 30th, 1994, Tupac was shot 5 times at Quad Recording Studios in New York. Standing beside him was Randy Stretch Walker, unharmed. Stretch was Pac's friend, his co-star in Juice, and a 6'8" member of Live Squad who produced Tupac's song Pain. After the shooting, Pac felt betrayed. He believed Stretch should have fought back or known more. A year later, Pac publicly accused Stretch of switching sides. Their friendship ended. Exactly 1 year after Pac's shooting, November 30th, 1995, Stretch was murdered. After working on Nas's It Was Written, Stretch dropped his brother off in Queens Village and drove away alone in his green Plymouth Voyager. A black car pulled alongside. Without warning, gunmen fired at least 4 shots into Stretch's back. His van crashed through a fence into a tree. Stretch died at the wheel. Many believed it was retaliation for Pac's shooting. Others claimed Stretch had robbed a major dealer of over 10 kilos. Federal investigators later linked the hit to Ronald Ronnie Washington. The murder remains officially unsolved. Michael K. Williams. Most will remember him as Omar Little, the scarred stick-up man from The Wire who robbed dealers while whistling The Farmer in the Dell. Even President Obama called Omar his favorite character. But Michael K. Williams was nothing like Omar. He grew up quietly in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, sensitive and creative. Before acting, he danced professionally with Madonna and George Michael. His facial scar was real, a razor slash during a bar fight on his 25th birthday. Tupac noticed the scar and cast him in Bullet, launching his acting career. Despite success, Williams battled addiction for years. He admitted using Omar as armor. Playing someone feared helped hide his own fear. On September 6, 2021, Williams was found dead in his Brooklyn apartment. Surveillance showed him buying drugs the night before, laced with fentanyl. Federal prosecutors revealed the dealers knew their product had killed him and kept selling anyway. 4 men were charged. The main dealer received 10 years. Louis Rankin. I am the original Dondada. That voice, deep, heavy, Jamaican, belonged to Louis Rankin. Born Leonard Ford in Jamaica, Rankin was a dance hall legend before Hollywood. In Belly, his character Ox ruled with silence and menace. He eventually settled quietly in Hanover, Ontario. On September 30, 2019, he posted excitedly about shooting a major film in Toronto. Less than 24 hours later, his vehicle collided with a transport truck on Highway 89. He was pronounced dead at the scene at 66. Christian Maris Coleman. In South Central 1992, Christian Coleman played J-Rock, a kid pulled back from the streets just in time. The movie ended with hope. Real life didn't. By 2016, Coleman was 38 and far from Hollywood. On August 4, while babysitting 2 children in Texas, a 10-month-old baby girl suffered severe burns to her hand. Coleman claimed it was an accident. Doctors disagreed. The burns were consistent with a hand held in hot liquid, not a splash. Coleman was indicted for injury to a child, facing up to 20 years. Online rumors later falsely claimed he was executed, confusing him with another man entirely.